We can get you a nice boy with a soprano voice to sing behind a purple curtain for just $15. And I say, alright. And my uncle says, men like mahogany. You ought to get him the mahogany. And I think, doesn't he realize that this man is dead? Alright, I say, the mahogany is $1,500. A day or so later, outside the parlor getting a coffee, I meet my father's best friend, who tells me all his troubles, and I say, look, Bert, hate to interrupt you, but I think I'm late, and I run across the street with Bert behind me, and sure, they were waiting for me, and I sat down and they began. They had the lid open on the coffin, and my $15 boy began to sing, but I'd always hated my father, still did, and then they lined up to walk past his coffin. I was the last, being the son. I should spit on his phony face, I thought, but then his girlfriend, who was right ahead of me, started weeping, moaning, and lifted that dead head up out of the coffin and started kissing that dead head, those dead lips. Well, the old boy had finally turned out to be a ladies' man. I really didn't care, but I reached over and pulled the heads apart, the dead one and the living one, pushed her off, watched the old man's head flop back into the casket. Not so nice now. The rouge and powder smeared. The cotton in the jaws pushed around, lines and age showing. I knew I'd soon be dead too, but what a hell of a way to do it. A $15 boy in a $1,500 casket. When everybody knew what a son of a bitch he had been. And when I had walked down the steps, there she was after kissing the dead head of that son of a bitch. She grabbed me, kissed me, sobbing. She tongued me, managing to say, "You look just like him," and that made me mad, and I pushed her off. Walked down the steps, drove to Santa Anita, and a high yellow, won $185, went to her place, had steak salad, whiskey beer talk, went to bed together, and did it several times. That was some years ago, but now every time I drive past that street where she lived, Irillo Street, I think, yes, the kissing of the dead head, the sleeping with the high yellow, the good day at the track, mahogany uncles be damned. You worked with what was, left, and forgot everything else, which is the kindest way for all of us.